A warm and celebratory hello on this Martin Luther King Jr., Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. holiday. And I believe it's my favorite public holiday, national holiday here in the United States because of the phenomenal values that animated and guided Martin Luther King, and because of his clear commentary about or highlighting of the challenges of our society, the poverty, the war, the racism, and for the actions he took to rectify these problems, especially the racism. So, and to do it with the values of nonviolence is phenomenal. So I celebrate it. Thank you. So, one of the gifts that Buddhist practice has provided me is a clear, deep connection to my own body. And that I didn't pay much attention to my body before I started doing this Buddhist practice. And without it being so explicit, when I was in my early years of practice, there was an awakening to my body. And this was phenomenally important for me. And as it remains phenomenally important. Our body is not a hunk of flesh. It's not just a bunch of material, physical material that's combined itself to move us around like a car. Our body is a dynamic organ of perception. Maybe not every single part of it, but I suspect in one way or the other, every part of the body in its own way is perceiving its environment and perceiving what it needs is, perceiving what comes up against the cell walls and all kinds of things. And every living cell is nourished by the blood that flows by. And but every over the body is there's sensation, and some of those capacity to sense and be aware of the environment come up to our mind and inform us how we feel, what's happening in the world, how we take care of ourselves. And so much of the experience we have of the body is not the experience of just materiality. It's the experience of how this material body senses and feels and interacts with the mind and the heart. And it's dynamic. And there is much more information available through the senses of the body, through the muscles of the body, than most people avail themselves of. And to begin to allow, receive, listen, be attuned to this dynamic body is an invaluable part of what practice is. And for that, it helps to not be preoccupied in thoughts. And part of the motivation to avoid preoccupation and to center ourselves in the body is that whatever we're searching for through our thoughts, something even deeper is available, something even more wonderful is available through our body. The vehicle through our body, even when body is quite difficult for us, that it's a pathway to freedom, liberation. So to assume a meditation posture, which is to engage the body, bring awareness into the body, so we can adjust the body and the posture the body's in to be most suitable for us, to be aware, to be attentive, to have a kind of peaceful alertness to the immediacy of our experience. Lowering your gaze, perhaps closing your eyes. And one of the ways to begin heightening attention to the body is to take some long, slow, deep breaths, comfortably deep or full. And as the chest expands, the belly expands, allowing the belly to expand by keeping the belly relaxed. With that expansion, feel the edges of the expansion and how it connects you to your body. As you exhale, as you inhale, feel it. And as you exhale, relax the whole body. As you transition to feeling the whole body as you inhale. Relaxing, letting go on the exhale is a way of clearing the field of preoccupation and tension to be more available to feel the body as you inhale. And then letting your breathing return to normal. But continue gently as you inhale to receive the influence of the inhale on your body. And relax, let go on the exhale. So you can be prepared to start fresh and new with receiving the sensations of body in a global kind of way as you inhale. And then for a while now, if you like, you can let go of any attention, primary attention to your breathing. And instead, be receptive to whatever sensations in your body appear, without lingering or getting focused on any particular sensation. A light touch of awareness that can float from one appearance to another of different sensations. A gentle moving of awareness around the body, to whatever sensations calls next, coming and going of sensations. Less focusing and more receiving in a relaxed way for a few moments. Allowing different parts of the body to reveal themselves as they do, and you receive and feel. If there's a lot of thinking, feel the physical sensations connected to thinking. In the same way, and if you keep getting pulled into thoughts, on the exhales, let go of thinking. Relax the thinking mind. Maybe relaxing how you're troubled by the thinking mind. Otherwise, allowing your awareness, your attention, to drift around the body in whatever way it wants, whatever way it's called, so that you begin awakening a richer grounding in the body. Feeling the weight of the body, the three-dimensionality of the body, maybe the solidity of the body, so that your awareness, so that you come to rest in the body, in the torso, instead of being swept away by thoughts. You're nested in the body. As your awareness drifts or opens to the body, if you become aware of your breathing, that can be part of the whole. No need to linger or focus on the breathing. Let the sensations of breathing come as they do. Being equally available for whatever else wants to show itself in your body. Almost as if your body is speaking to you and you're listening. listening equally to what is painful in your body and what is pleasant and what is neutral. Not lingering with anything. Letting go of thoughts as you exhale. Let go of any fixations of attention as you exhale. And open broadly to the body as you inhale. And then as we come to the end of the sitting, to take a few moments to feel what it's like to be in your body right now. How are you from the point of view of your body? How are you from the point of view of your mind? How are you from the point of view of your heart? One of the values of mindfulness of the body is that we're more closely connected to the physical sensations of care and kindness, love, physical sensations of tenderness or gentleness or warmth. And as we come to the end of the sitting, to gaze upon the world with kind eyes, to orient to the world with a warm, open heart, aspiring that whatever benefits come from meditating be for the benefit of yourself, the benefit of others, for the benefit of the relationship between self and others, others and self, and for the benefit of the whole world. May it be that this body of ours supports us in the kind of presence and openness and warmth that aspires for the welfare of all beings. May all beings be happy. May all beings be safe. May all beings be peaceful. And may all beings be free. Thank you. So, good morning or good day on this Martin Luther King holiday. And and instead of delight, that's my favorite holiday, and I love that Martin Luther King's expression "soul power" was his translation of satyagraha, which is Mahatma Gandhi's term, which literally means holding to the truth, but sometimes is translated as power of truth. And And so today we'll continue this 5-week introduction to mindfulness meditation. And last week was the foundation of it, the way I usually teach, which is with the breathing. And this week it's mindfulness of the body. And for some people, mindfulness of the body, in the way that this last guided meditation was done, works but better than mindfulness of breathing. There's something about narrowing perhaps, or focusing on the breathing, or something about the breathing which for some people evokes challenging feelings, emotions. And so it's not necessarily useful to center on the breathing, but to kind of be more broad and just feel the body without focusing on any particular part, but letting it be a gentle drifting and opening and receiving of the different parts, sensations of the body as they appear, frees up the mind that is usually fixates and then maybe becomes reactive to what's happening. And this ability to be grounded in the body, to become more embodied, is a central feature of the Buddha's teachings on mindfulness. His classic instructions in meditation always begins with mindfulness of the body. Feeling the whole body and relaxing the body are his two explicit instructions around the body. To feel the whole body and to relax. Like a calming of the body. And that prepares the ground for further practice and the unfolding of meditation. He also made very strong statements about there is no awakening without mindfulness of the body. And he said, there's one passage where he says that in many different ways. There is no experience of the deathless. There is no freedom without mindfulness of the body. And so it's a fascinating topic to become more sensitive to your body. I think for many of us in modern society, there's a lot of momentum and forces in our modern society that disconnects us from our body. In some ways, excessive screen time takes us away from really being present here in our body. Sometimes sedentary lives, we don't benefit from all the different ways the body can move and awaken itself and inform the rest of us, inform our mind, but all the different parts of the body and how they interact and play and come alive. It's been known that for many of us, there's usually some of our sense doors which are underdeveloped. That if we go to people in some societies where they put much more emphasis on certain sense doors, are much more attuned to the environment, and those sense doors are much more acute. Just like many of us in the modern world use just a small part of our capacity to remember, to memorize. Back in the ancient world where there were no books to store things and no internet to look things up, and so you don't have to remember it, the only way to store and information, knowledge, stories, songs, was to memorize it. And so people had a much better capacity to memorization than we have today. People sometimes had a much better capacity for sensing the environment around them. And to meditation practice is partly a developing, cultivating a greater capacity for attention through all our senses, not just through kind of the mind's eye, not just through cognitive knowing what's happening, but a heightened capacity to feel the whole body and to awaken the whole body. People who've had very difficult experiences, trauma or very difficult emotional trauma challenges, sometimes it becomes too difficult to feel the intensity of their emotions, and so that they will shut down their body and shut down sensing and feeling parts of the body. Some people, because of their professions, kind of the way they were raised, because of what's prioritized in society, mostly live in their neck up, in their thoughts and ideas and in their eyes. Um, and um, but so much of our emotional life lives in our full body, in our torso especially, in our chest and our belly. And by not really cultivating and developing a heightened sensitivity of our torso, we receive so much less information about what's happening to us and the impact the world has on us, the kinds of responses we have. Um, a Zen teacher many years ago, Katagiri Roshi, said that our body is an antenna. And I love that idea. The body is just primed to take in information, take in sensations and from the environment and process it. It's also primed to take in or to express what's going on with us emotionally, what's going on with us reactively, what's going on with us in the mind. And there's an intimate relationship between the state of the mind and the state of our body. As the state of the mind changes in meditation, the experience of the body will change as well. If sometimes when the mind is really peaceful and calm and spacious, the body will feel the same way. And then if the mind suddenly remembers, some slight, some offense that someone did a long time ago, and suddenly things contract, you can feel how the body contracts too. We have a thought, a memory, and the body just tightens up in response to that, or it gets hot or tense. And as the body relaxes and softens, so does the mind. And the advantage of mindfulness of the body is that it provides so many subtle cues of what's happening in the mind. And those subtle cues are not just cues, but as we feel and are open to receive them and allow them, things tend to relax and soften. Giving breathing room to our experience allows something to soften and relax. It's kind of like if we were tense in the shoulders and really tense somehow, and a friend who cared for us, we trusted and a lot, just gently kind of came over and put their hand on our shoulders. Only then do we realize how tense we are, and then something relaxes. It almost like you don't have to think about relaxing. Oh, okay, something relaxes. There's something about bringing this kind of kind, available awareness, receptive awareness to what's happening inside of us in our body that moves tension to relaxing and moves the emotions, the feelings that are emergent, that don't come with tension, but come with kind of a feeling of suffusion or flow or radiance to grow and spread out. So, as things get, when gases get warm, they expand. And so when ice warms, it melts. So that which is frozen as the warmth of attention that opens up to us, then the places where we're frozen begin to thaw. The places which are already soft and open expand outwards. So anger, greed, hatred are all parts of kind of being frozen or tight or constricted, that as we bring attention to it, they tend to relax. Anything that involves clinging can relax. Anything that involves suffusion, a kind of a gentle, warm kind of radiance, like love or kindness or generosity, that grows in that space of awareness. So the more we can be in our body in this receptive, open way, the easier it is. Some people find that it's easier to be with the sensations of the body if there's the rhythm or the beat of breathing is keeping us there centered in the body. Just so breathing in, breathing out, breathing through whatever's happening, breathing with whatever's happening in the body, kind of keeps the grounding, keeps us centered. Other people find that it's just not useful to be so much with the body, with the breathing, but it's easier for them to just kind of be relaxed and not focused on, not inclusive of the breathing. The breathing may be sensations that may be in the background, and for the time being, they're not useful to feel. And so just feeling the rest of the body more globally is what is helpful. And then eventually the people who find it's best to avoid being with the breathing because it's triggering of something, fear or something, at some point there's a shift. And at some point they're ready to kind of take in the breathing. And I've been that way sometimes where I would ignore the breathing, but then at some point the breathing kind of came in through the back door, and then I was able to stay with it, and it was nice to be with. And the breathing itself is a very rich ecosystem that in itself kind of is some way kind of an aggregate of all the different reactions, feelings, sensations that are happening in the rest of the body. And so it's almost like a meeting point of everything. So the breathing itself is a really an invaluable part of this exploration of the body. So this talk now was meant to be to provide the reasons why it's so valuable to be connected to the body. Of course, it's not always easy to do this. The body can be a difficult place for many reasons. But to begin opening up to the body, begin being interested in it, and listening to the body in a deeper way, like you'd listen to a friend, is invaluable and very important part of this mindfulness practice. So much so that I feel it's unfortunate we translated sati as mindfulness. Sometimes I wish we had translated it as bodyfulness. So if this meditation was interesting that we did today, you might practice it one more time today before tomorrow. And and as you go through your day today, you might do a very simple thing, and that is periodically, maybe with some reminder, check in with your body and say, what's happening here? What's happening here? And maybe if you're maybe alone a little bit so you don't trouble other people, if you have a device where you can set a timer for, and you decide how often, once an hour, once every 30 minutes, once every 10 minutes, so that you get a little ping, and then you kind of check in. And it doesn't have to be more than a 5-second check-in. What's happening here in the body? Oh. And that regular check-in into the body, oh, that's what's happening, that's what's happening, will slowly over time provide you with a greater literacy of your body, greater ability to listen and recognize what's happening. And I'm pretty confident that listening to your body will provide a lot of wisdom. That a lot of wisdom in Buddhism comes from this grounding in the body. So thank you very much, and I appreciate a lot this chance, and look forward to tomorrow.